There you are. I hope this, I've been trying to set this up on my iPhone, and hope you can hear me. Got a little lapel mic, and welcome to Zen Fits here on Sunday. Did you say, did you lose an hour this morning? Daylight saving time is useless. Has no purpose. What is it for anymore? Save an hour in the fall, lose it back in the spring. What's it for? It's useless. It's useless. And that's what this Zen Fit is about. The useless question. Now, you know, on Facebook, if you're into Buddha groups and spiritual groups and people like that, most often when you say something, you write something down that seems to have some affirmation to it, somebody will say, well, who's writing that? Who's saying that? Who's asking the question? Who? And you can't answer. It's a useless question. It's a useless question when somebody says, well, who's writing? Obviously, I'm writing. Well, then they'll say, well, you're an illusion. Checkmate. This is a gotcha question. Nobody knows what it means. Who's writing? Who's doing that? Well, if you say, I'm doing it, you say, oh, that you're an illusion. Then you say, nobody's doing it. That's absurd. Somebody's doing it because you're writing it. It's absurd. It's absurd, you see. It's insane. So let's look at it. What is this useless question? Well, what to look at it metaphorically. Now, when you sit in Zen, if you look at pictures of Zen monasteries, you got a row of bald-headed monks sitting in front of a wall. They're sitting in front of a wall. How stupid is that? How useless is that, you see? It's a metaphor. It's a ritual metaphor. The metaphors are very profound, and we don't understand them. I'm always working. I see metaphors. What is a metaphor? Well, it's a literary device, or it's a visual device like an image, or a ritual. It's a device that's either mind or body that points in two different directions. One direction points to the fact, why are these guys sitting in front of a wall? Or movies, in Sixth Sense, when the little boy says, I see dead people, is he really literally saying, I see dead people? No, it's a metaphor. So sitting in front of a wall is a visual, physical metaphor for something that the metaphor points to, but we can't see. But we have to be curious. We have to sit with it. Chinese love walls. I mean, they built the Great Wall. It took them 1,000 years. All these different dynasties. Everyone added a little more to the wall. The older walls are crumbling down. The newer walls are tourist traps. You can walk on the wall. It's an amazing one. You can see it from outer space. It stretches across the United States and back again. It's so long. It's like they kept building the wall because they didn't want anybody to get around. If they had a little wall, kept out the Mongols, kept out the Manchurian tribes, kept out these illegals, kept out these aliens, you see, built a wall. But if it was this far, you could go around it. So you kept extending it. So every Chinese dynasty would extend the wall. So finally it goes from one to the ocean to the desert. I don't know. But the point is, people would try to get around it, so you expand it. So this is a metaphor. So what does Zen do, metaphorically, ritually? You sit in front of the wall. You sit. If you have a situation in your life that is a wall stops you. No, you can't do that. No, the wall is no. I want to go here. No. Can I do this? No. Can I have a business? No. Can I get promoted? No. Can I marry you? No. It's the wall. Bam. All your hopes and dreams come up against the wall. Try to get around it. Well, maybe if I do this, I can get around it. Well, maybe if I do this and study a little harder, maybe if I do more meditation, maybe if you do more yoga, can I get around the wall? No. Maybe I'll get another teacher. Another teaching. Can I get around the wall? No. Can't get around the wall. So the question that is a wall is, who am I? Have you ever asked yourself that question and tried to come up with an answer that's satisfying? Oh, well, I'm a truck driver. I'm a husband. I'm an American. I'm a human. All of these answers you can find on Google. But you don't get around the wall. Who am I? Can I know? If I sit in meditation long enough, can I know who I am? No. Or moo. See, now, in the Great Wall of Zen is Jashu's moo. That's the Great Wall. It's called the Breakthrough Koan. There are other breakthrough koans, but they're not as great as moo. Who am I is a koan. What is it is a koan. What is my face before my parents were born is another way of saying, who am I? What is the sound of one hand clapping? That's a breakthrough koan. So beginners in Zen are given these breakthrough koans. And you can't really break into Zen. You can't even get to practice Zen until you break through one of these koans. That's why they're called breakthrough. It's kind of like a womb. In other words, you can't, unless you break the water, unless you break the placenta, you can't get born. You got to get through this wall. What is this wall? You see, it's everywhere. Whatever you want to do, a wall comes up. No. Well, we say, well, I can get around it. Even if you get in jail, I can escape. Whatever happens, you always know you can get around it. But when you come to the Chinese wall or the wall of Zen, you can't get around it. Everything you do is no good. Nothing you do is any good to understand moo. Well, just to let you know what moo is, since everybody, I don't know who's dropping in here, but a monk had a burning, nagging question, like the thing that was nagging him his whole life. Couldn't have any rest. He finally got an audience with Jashu, the great Zen sage, and he asked his question. He had a question. Does a dog have Buddha nature? Yes or no? That was his question. And Jashu said moo, which means no. Now the question is, what was the monk's question? Because the question was absurd. If you're practicing Buddhism, you know that all beings have Buddha nature, even dogs. Nobody is discriminated against. It's kind of like, is the Pope Catholic? Is there air? It's kind of that kind of a stupid question. Does a dog have Buddha nature? You know, it's so. If Jashu said, what can Jashu is caught? That's the wall. Jashu is caught in the monk's question. Does he say, yes, a dog has Buddha nature? Is that the monk's real question? Did he come all the way, spend all these years waiting for an audience with Jashu for something he could have found on Google? So obviously that wasn't the monk's real question. And Jashu says, no, the dog doesn't have Buddha. Well, then he's denying Buddhism, his own teaching. Jashu's caught. If he says yes, he's wrong. If he says no, he's wrong. How does Jashu get out of it? Now, when you work with a koan, you have to inhabit the koan. You have to play both sides. You have to be the monk, and you have to be the master. It's like going to therapy, and they tell you, well, now take your wife's side. And see it from your husband's side. See it from both sides now. You know, Joni Mitchell. So when you work with a koan, you got to see it from both sides. Both sides. But is one side right and one side is wrong? No, that's the wall. Both sides are right, both sides are wrong. What is mu? So when you come to the wall in your life, you come to a situation where nothing you do is any good. Can't ask your wife to help. You can't ask your boss. You can't ask anybody to help. You can't go to church and ask God. Therapist. Somebody on your Buddha group. What? See? Nobody can help when you come to the wall. You come to the wall because everything you try to do is mu. So the question is, what is mu? It's totally useless to question. It's like daylight saving time. It's just air. It's just clouds. It's just abstractions. It's just words. You see, it's not real. So is time real? Can you really save time and add time? You see? Mu. You can't do it. But anyway, we're kind of like meditating with this and working with this. So the Great Wall of China, the wall in front of Zen monks sit, which is a physical metaphor that points to something profound, and it's not just being stupid and sitting in front of a wall, which is absurd. You see? So you have to get into the absurd. Mu. Joshua says mu. Your breakthrough koan, your question is, what is mu? And the question is utterly useless. It's like asking, who are you? Or if somebody else asks you, who are you? You can't answer it. If you ask yourself, who am I? What do you come up with? Well, we keep coming up with stuff. Oh, I'm a success, yay! But now I'm a failure. I win, but now I lose. So every yes turns into a no. Every no turns into a yes. Wow, 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 wow. It's a catch-22. It's an ambiguity trap. Everything is its own opposite. You can't get out. You can't find a affirmative yes or an affirmative no. Because in catch-22, or sitting in front of the Zen wall, yes is no and no is yes. Mu. Now, what are you going to do? That's the question. Now that nothing you do is any good, what are you going to do? Well, you either shoot yourself or you surprise yourself. You do something totally unpredictable, unthinkable. You do the unthinkable. You do something you never thought you could do. You do something you can't even imagine. You find yourself doing something that has no use. I'll close with this. My mother she was 100, still driving. She lost her car keys. So I went over and says, she was in great, I'm going to have a stroke. I can't find my car keys. Been looking for my car keys for days. Can't find them. Went back a couple of days later. She was happy. Well, what happened? She said, well, I just realized I couldn't find the car keys, so I just gave it up. I said, she gives it up to God. So I just gave it to God. You find it. Fuck it. And she said, then I found myself walking to the bedroom. Now this is useless. What do I need in the bedroom? Why am I walking to the bedroom? This is silly. She found herself opening the closet. Well, why am I opening the closet? I don't have anything. I don't want anything in the closet. She reached into the pocket of her sweater. Well, why am I reaching into she wasn't actually saying that. Why am I reaching in? This is stupid. And there were the car keys. Kensho. Awakening. Right? She broke through the wall. She stopped trying, and she found herself doing the answer, not thinking it. Oh, it's in God told me to go look in the closet. No. She found herself looking in the closet without knowing why she was doing it. You see the catch? You see the mu here? What she was doing appeared to be useless, but it was totally useful. What she appeared to be was absurd. I don't know why I'm walking to the closet. But finding the keys was, voila! I found the keys. I found the key to moo. Metaphor. So the key to moo is when you find yourself doing what you need to do to get out from behind the wall without knowing what you're doing. You surprise yourself. People that do get medals of honor do shit and they don't know why they did it. How did you capture 20 Germans? I don't know. I just did it. I just found myself doing it. If a truck comes at you suddenly and you're driving and you find yourself moving out of the way of it like a matador moves out of the way of the bull, it was a dance. You just spontaneously moved. The car's coming here and you're coming here and the car comes over here, and you just go like that. Just a dance. And you wasn't a choice. Oh, I think I'll move over there. There's no choice. You just did it, but you didn't know why you were doing it because it happened so fast. That's why we like baseball, basketball. It happens so fast, the players don't know what they're doing. Moo. Thanks for dropping in.